Alrighty. Hello, everyone. This is Drew. It is now 6/26, 2016, June 26, 2016, and we're gonna go. I'm posting this video um, as a continuation from for the Vermi video, and this video is basically going to be for Overpower 8 Vermivorous. Overpower 8 Vermivorous. We already talked about level 72 Vermivorous in the initial video, and this is just going to pick up from that, talking about Overpower 8 Vermivorous. I finally um, solo Digistruck peaked and soloed Overpower 8, all legitimately. I did it all on my own. Finally made the time to do it. So, of course, I went back into the natural selection annex to solo farm Vermivorous, and it was a very good adventure. Had a great time doing that again. I solo farmed all four elemental Norfleets through Vermivorous, and that was a very good experience. So, with that being said, we're going to talk about OP8 Vermivorous, how you can still effectively solo farm him through the natural selection annex, and we're also going to talk about um, two more locations, Caustic Caverns and Tundra Express. I think there's another location on here, Wham Bam Island. I haven't personally touched Wham Bam Island yet, but I will eventually get to that soon. But we're going to talk about the advantages of these three main locations, Natural Selection Annex, Tundra Express, and the Caustic Caverns. We're going to talk about all three of those here on this video. Again, I just wanted to add, how awesome Vermivorous of a boss is for me personally. If any of you out there have legitimately solo farmed Vermivorous, you know just what a satisfaction it is when you see that Supreme Badass pod, when you see that Ultimate Badass pod up into the Supreme Badass pod. It's just an exciting feeling. It's an awesome feeling. It's indescribable. And that's why I love facing Vermivorous. And also the awesome loot that he drops. Again, the Norfleet, it's pretty much the main reason why any person would want to farm him, would want to go through the hell of farming this boss, is the Norfleet. That weapon can change the game, the way you play this game, make your life so much easier, and you'll see an example of the Norfleet's awesome power here coming up. So, without further ado, we're going to start our first video off. We're going to see Vermivorous, OP8 Vermivorous in action. This is just a warm up on it. We're not going to spend too much time on how to defeat Vermivorous here in this video, because that's already been discussed in the initial video. So if you want to see how to deal with him, you need to watch that video. This video is under the assumption that you have watched that video, okay? But we're gonna have this initial video. We're gonna watch this video, and then after this, we're just gonna skip some things and get straight to it on the Overpower 8 Vermivorous. So let's take a look and see me in action, how I handle Overpower 8 Vermivorous, or a pretty balanced way of dealing with him using the same build that we talked about in the initial video. That's the B and the Infinity Pistol. So without further ado, let's get straight to it and watch Overpower 8 Vermivorous in action.
Step at the Cabrera here! I got creatures, you got guns! Let's make some money!
It's a fine day, full of opportunity. 2 words, my friend. No refund.
Ready for some violence!
Alright, as you notice, slagging is a lot more important. You see me slagging the adults on Overpower 8. Slagging becomes so important. Slag, slag, slag. That's going to be critical here on Overpower 8. Okay, now in this video, this was my first Overpower 8 Vermivorous run, so I was just messing around. That badass bar kid, you know, should really already have been dead a long time ago. But again, this is my initial Overpower 8 Vermivorous. I was messing around, so please forgive my performance here in this particular video. But this isn't common practice. You would just quickly get to the ultimate badass and kill everything in your way. So that way you can efficiently get to Vermivorous. Alright, so again, you know, you don't have to do this. If you want to spare the badasses and see if they evolve, that's up to you. But if you want to efficiently get the job done, you need to kill everything and just get to the ultimate badass at the end. that second wind. That second wind is one of the main reasons again why this ultimate badass VAR kid at the end of the natural selection annex is the ideal and best way to solo farm Vermivorous. If you are, as you've noticed, spiderlings and the skags, they constantly spawn infinitely as long as Vermivorous is, as long as the ultimate badass or Vermivorous is still out there. So until you kill them, then you'll always have second wins, infinite second wins. So you got infinite second wins, and you have a cage, solid protection. So it's just an awesome place to solo farm. It is the best place, hands down, unquestioned, unchallenged, uncontested. This place is the best place to solo farm Vermivorous the Invincible. And hands down, again, you're seeing the reasons why. So definitely want to make sure that you're in this place. That tail, that tail, that tail. Make sure you light up that tail because that's where the maximum damage, the most amount of damage is when it comes to Vermivorous here. Light up that tail. Light it up. Make it rain on that tail. Alright, so we got the nasty surprise grenade mod. Not quite what we're looking for, but this was just an example run of this first initial Vermivorous. Towards the end, let's make sure that we look towards the end here. Towards the end, we did not have any badass ranks. Excuse me. So that's the main reason why this took a little longer than normal, 17 minutes. If you're not using badass ranks and you're using this Infinity Pistol build, your fight with Vermivorous is going to last about 10 minutes, maybe longer. So it's going to be a lengthy battle if you're not using your badass ranks, and if you're not using skill points or badass ranks, and you're stepping into true badass territory there. And I'll talk about the true badasses out there. And you know, if you want to prove yourself to be a true badass player, no skill points and no badass rank, and you just use the same build to get the job done. But make sure if you want to efficiently get this guy beaten, use your badass ranks. The game the game offers it. It's in the game. It's a part of the game. Use it. Okay. Anything that is in the game that the creators themselves put into the game for you to use it to your advantage, so that way you can get the job done as efficiently as possible. Alright, so there goes our first Vermivorous run. Now we're going to talk about all of the Norfleet runs that I got from Vermivorous. I've gotten all 4 Norfleets from Vermivorous. I've gotten the Corrosive, the Shock, the Fire, and the Slag. All 4 of them I've gotten from Vermivorous. Make no mistake, it took hell on earth for me to get all 4 of them. And anybody out there, and if there's anybody else out there that is insane enough to do the same thing, I definitely commend you on that, because that is something I know. I don't even have to ask. I know from personal experience that very, 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 very few people, Borderlands 2 players out there, have legitimately solo farmed Vermivorous for all 4 Norfleets. Okay, I can bet my left testicle on that. Very few people out there on it, and it's understandable why. It's a very time consuming. It requires serious dedication for that, and that is only an attribute. That is an attribute only a small, very small number of people possess, and I'm one of them, and I'm very proud of it. And I'm going to show you right now that Vermivorous definitely is an excellent way to farm your Norfleet. You want to get your hands on a Norfleet. I think every serious Borderlands 2 player out there needs to possess a Norfleet. It's so important to have a Norfleet. It just lays waste with a lot of enemies, especially in the hands of a Necromancer. All right. So our first Norfleet is going to be a Shock Norfleet, and this is one of the best Norfleet I've gotten for damn sure. Is this particular Shock Norfleet here. Let me go ahead and find it. There she is. Alright. So we're gonna watch me get this this Shock Norfleet, and this is the super badass. The super badass evolving into the super badass from Wave 4 evolving into Vermivorous. And again, the 1-minute rule still applies, just like you saw in the last video. The ultimate badass evolved into Vermivorous within a minute. And it's the same thing that we're about to see here. This super badass is going to evolve to an ultimate badass within a minute. And then that ultimate badass is going to evolve into Vermivorous within a minute. All within 1 minute. 1 minute. Make sure you follow that 1-minute rule. It works all the time, every time, guaranteed. Unless, of course, there are those extenuating circumstances that I talked about in the initial video. Okay, if your arcade is bugged or whatever. But if he's actively in combat, give him a minute, then he needs to die. Okay, that's how you efficiently farm Vermivorous. So let's go ahead and watch me get this Shock Norfleet. again, we're not gonna watch the full Vermivorous fight because we already know how to deal with Vermivorous. We're just gonna watch him, actually spawn and evolve, and then towards the end, I'm gonna skip straight to the drop so that way we can see what I got. So let me go ahead and shut up and get this ball rolling. Alrighty, there is our supreme badass Varkid, aka Vermivorous, potting up. And again, make sure that whenever it is that you're in a one-on-one situation with Vermivorous, make sure that you play especially carefully because you don't have those second winds. You don't have those second winds, with you. Um, if in case you go down. Okay, so those skags and those spiderlings, they're not with you. It's a one-on-one fight, so this is where your badassery comes into play here. So it's very important that you take the one-on-one fight seriously. And we're gonna watch this fight, see how I do it on Overpower 8. And again, you can do it too. The super badass on Wave 4 with a one-on-one fight. As long as you use common sense and play it safely, then you'll be able to defeat him very easily. And it took me less than 8 minutes to kill Vermivorous here with my badass ranks. I used my badass ranks this time. So in a one-on-one fight, it really shouldn't take you that long. It should take you definitely less than 10 minutes. Anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes is how long the fight will take. All right, let's go ahead and watch the one-on-one fight in action.
Wait,
No, it wasn't! Why,
Alrighty. And there goes my shock Norfleet from Vermivorous. This is an awesome drop, in my honest opinion, for two main reasons. One is the reload speed, 3.9. That is excellent for a rocket launcher. 3.9 reload speed and a 5 magazine size. 5 magazine size. That's really good. Um, for a magazine size, it means that if you have some of the magazine size increase class mods, you can get your Norfleet magazine size to at least 7 very easily. And for those of you who don't know, if you can get at least 7 Norfleet magazine sizes, you're doing a lot of damage before a reload. Okay, so your magazine size, 5 is the highest that I've seen, to spawn, to drop. I haven't seen anything higher. I don't believe that it can be higher than 5. I could be wrong. If I haven't seen anything higher than 5. If there's anyone out there that has legitimately gotten a Norfleet drop from either Vermivorous or Hyperius with a magazine size higher than 5, I would love to see it. But for now, from my own experience, 5 is the highest that I've seen. And that's still very good, for sure. Again, it's just a great drop. It reloads fast and it has a high magazine size. Those are really good attributes to have for a Norfleet, for sure. So again, this was an 8-minute fight. Unfortunately, the ultimate badass towards the end, he didn't evolve, but I believe yeah. Okay, so I just saved and quit that one. And that one I did use my badass rank. My badass stats were used for that one, of course, to make the fight go a lot faster. And obviously, you want to make sure to use your badass ranks. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the next drop. This was the Slag Norfleet. The Slag Norfleet is our next drop. Oh, I also wanted to quickly point out, in that one-on-one Vermi fight, I don't think I got hit at all in that Vermi fight. I think that may have been a perfect match. But I know I didn't go into Fight for Your Life at all. But you saw how carefully I played it. I stayed inside the cage. I just played it absolutely safe, because the last thing you want to do is die against Vermivorous. That is one of the most painful things in this game, is die against Vermivorous. All that work, all that energy, all that investment pissed away when you die. Okay, so take your time, play it safe, get the job done, and get what you came for from Vermivorous. Okay, make it a smart investment. All right, let's go ahead and check out this Slag Norfleet. This was also an excellent drop. So let's go ahead and see what this Slag Norfleet is all about. Slag Norfleets are awesome. Obviously, you don't want to really use them in common practice, simply because they're, just like it's a Norfleet, so its blast radius is really high. It will slag things and do a lot of damage to them, but it'll also slag yourself. That's the drawback. It'll slag yourself, and you're now at risk of getting killed very quickly. So you don't want to use Slag Norfleets in common practice, but they do have their uses, and I'm going to show you one of their uses here. They make quick work of things very well. It's just an amazing option to have. It's definitely the least needed of the Norfleets, but again, it has its uses, and I definitely recommend getting one if you are interested in doing so. So let's go ahead and check this Slag Norfleet out and see what it's all about. Obviously, that super badass was playing games with me. Again, this is the importance of the 1 minute rule. It kept burrowing in and out, in and out, in and out of the ground. And it's been more than a minute now, so obviously it's not going to evolve. So what do? Kill it. And go ahead and move on. Make sure you obey that 1 minute rule. That is the importance of it. It's efficient, and it saves you time, and it keeps you very productive in this place.
Halfway through it!
Sick 'em, babe!
Alright, there goes our Supreme Badass pod with Vermi popping out. We're going to go ahead and skip this fight since we already know how to deal with Vermivorous. We're going to skip straight to the drop.
Kick 'em in the piston! I am so heavy,
Get
eh?
going!
I want it!
Alrighty, and there it is. The Slag Norfleet. A very, very powerful drop indeed. Some critical things here to be looking for. We've got the damage. This is Puissant, and Puissant Norfleets usually give us a 9 million plus damage for each rocket. The magazine size is 5, a decent reload speed, 4.8. Definitely not as fast as our last Norfleet, but good enough. And then we also have the Slag Chance. Check out that Slag Chance. 58.8% Slag Chance. That is incredible for a rocket launcher. That's higher than most sniper rifles in the game. 58.8% Slag Chance. This is a great drop, and you will see this Norfleet in action shortly here. In just a second, and I'm gonna show you one video where I got Vermi to spawn very quickly using the Norfleet, of course. So this is the Slag Norfleet drop. Again, just another element from Vermivorous that I got here. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the Corrosive Norfleet. Let's go ahead and get straight to that. Alrighty, and there goes our supreme badass pod, Vermivorous. We're gonna go ahead and skip straight to the loot at the end. And there it is, the Puissant Corrosive Norfleet. Decent stats, and that is for our armored enemies. Okay, the Puissant Corrosive Norfleet. Alright, lastly is the Fire Norfleet. This was the pain in the ass drop. If anybody out there knows RNG and knows when you're farming for that last item, when you need that last little something, we all know just how much of a pain in the ass that last drop is. And for me, that was it, the Fire Norfleet. Okay, the Fire Norfleet was the pain in the ass drop. Took me weeks to get that last element. So, like I said, I know a very small amount of people. I would dare say less than a handful, okay, of people out there have legitimately gotten Vermivorous to spawn and gotten all 4 Norfleets from Vermivorous. It's definitely a hardcore thing to do. Made no mistake about that. But again, if you want to do it, I'm living proof. You can definitely do it. It's possible, and you can do it all on your own, 24/7, without the aid or help from anyone. You can do it yourself, solo, and that is the best feeling in the game with any game, really, is the ability to do it yourself without anyone's help. Okay, that is the ultimate achievement for any gamer out there, is solo play. Okay, being able to do it all on your own. With that being said, let's go ahead and get straight to the pain in the ass drop, the Fire Norfleet. Let me go ahead and find its bitch ass. Let's see, where is it? There it is, the Fire Norfleet. Alright, let me go ahead and shut the hell up and get this thing bowling. Alright, awesome. Looks like I recorded this one right when Vermi was about to pop up. So we're gonna go ahead and skip straight to what we need to see here.
You just made me $1,000!
What's your name, sexy?
Indeed. What is your name, sexy? This was indeed a sexy drop for me, ladies and gentlemen. The Fire and Final Norfleet. And there you have it. All 4 Norfleet elements dropping from Vermivorous the Invincible, solo farming Vermivorous the Invincible through the Natural Selection Annex. I did it. You can do it. Anyone out there can do it. As long as you're determined and you've got the right strategy in mind, this guy can definitely be solo farmed using this method. Absolutely. And again, the Infinity Pistol and the B, this is just one way. Perhaps you may have a better way, another way of doing it. But the bottom line is the principles stay the same. Make sure you follow the 1-minute rule. Eliminate everything and get to the guaranteed ultimate badass, and you should be all set. Alright. Now I'm going to quickly talk about a few things in the Natural Selection Annex. I'm going to talk about a few bugs that you may encounter in here. One of the bugs that you will encounter may come from the super badass Varkid. That barcade is very buggy because it goes in and out of the ground, and it may burrow into the ground and get stuck, never to come back up, or it may evolve, um, into an ultimate badass or Vermi, and and you will not see it. Okay, I'm gonna give an example of that right now. And these bugs are very annoying, very annoying. Trust me, there's nothing you can do about it. You just shit out of luck, and you just got to kill it. Okay, so let me go ahead and get this super badass bug video going. You may encounter something like this. If you do, just do what I do, kill it, and move on.
Halfway there! Keep it up!
All right, so what's happening here is I know we heard the chirp, we heard the evolution chirp from the super badass. Let me go ahead and rewind it again so we can hear it. Okay, I think it was around here. There we go. Okay, let's listen for the chirp. There it is, but we don't see the pod. It means it's bugged. Okay, and there's nothing we can do about it. Unfortunately, there are some situations where if you try to get close to it, it may reappear and go through the animation and everything is back to normal. But there's no guarantees that will happen. All right, it's just one of those situations where you kind of SOL. You just kill. You either save or quit, or try and just shoot the invisible pod and destroy it that way. Okay, so this is one very annoying bug, but there's an even bigger bug in that you may experience here, and it's kind of a one shot type deal. Okay, where you one shot the ultimate badass, or you may even one shot Vermi, which you're about to see here, but you don't get any loot. Yes, those irritating, those hair popping moments do happen. And let me tell you something, it is just the biggest pain in the ass in the world. Okay, you will one shot Vermi or the ultimate badass or any badass, you just one shot them, and you're like, what the fuck? Okay, yes, what the fuck indeed. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look and see what the hell I'm talking about here. Um, right now. All right, let's see here. Bear with me. I'm gonna find this Vermi moment right here. All right, here we go. This is a what the fuck moment that you may yourself experience during your Vermi spawns. All right, here we go. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and kind of skip all the bullshit here and get straight to it. Alright, so this is our super badass. I don't think our super badass was the one that evolved. Okay, so we're at our ultimate badass. Here we go. Alright, there we go. We got a quick ultimate badass evolution here into Vermi. Now we're gonna go ahead and skip the bullshit and get straight to the point. Alright, let's see. Skip, skip, skippity bip. More skip. Alright, here we are. So check out Vermi's health. Vermi's health isn't even half. Watch what's about to happen. Bam! Vermi gets one-shotted. That's good. But where's the loot? Where is the loot? No loot. I'm sitting down here searching my ass off, wondering what the fuck just happened. No loot. He just gets one-shotted, just like that. Okay. That may happen in here. You may experience that retardation that happened. Again, if it does happen to you, you're just SOL, and you know, yeah, you kind of just screwed that way. Okay, so definitely that's another very annoying bug that may happen in this place. Again, if it happens to you, just brush it off, swallow it, and move on, just like I did. Okay, but it does happen. It can happen. It may happen to you. All right. Next thing I want to quickly talk about are the unnatural vermi spawns that you may experience. I talked about this in the initial 72 video, that the ultimate badasses do need to be on the ground in order for them to evolve. And that is kind of sort of true. They don't necessarily have to be on the soil ground. They just need to be on leveled surfaces. And you may experience a very unnatural vermi spawn. If you do, don't freak out. You can still get vermi within the general area that you see him in the cage area. You can still get him, even if he is, you know, even if the ultimate badass has flown a little way. As long as he's within your sight, your vision, you can still get him back. Okay, and I'm going to show you an example of that right now. Okay, let's go ahead and find this unnatural vermi spawn here. Okay, let's take a look and watch this vermi spawn and see what happens. you just saw that indeed. That was one of those what the fuck moments. The ultimate badass kind of flew out into nowhere land and evolved into Vermi and then came back into the battlefield. You may experience something like that. If you do, don't freak out. As long as the badass, the ultimate badass, is still within your sight. As long as that ultimate badass is still within your sight, you can still hit him, you can still fire at him, you can still get his attention back to you, and that's exactly what I did here. I just, kept him in my sight, and once he popped out of the pod, I just got him back into the arena. Okay. Again, these are just one of those situations that may happen during your Vermi spawn. Here's another unnatural Vermi spawn here. Yep, you saw it right. That ultimate badass is evolving on top of that crate instead of underground. Again, another example of an unnatural spawn. And even in the last video, you did see the ultimate badass kind of dropped. He was hovering, he was flying, and he kind of dropped and then immediately potted up. So the ultimate badass does always have to be he does have to be on a level surface. Whatever that surface is, he's going to evolve on that surface. So he doesn't necessarily have to be on solid ground, but just expect him to evolve within a minute, and he's going to evolve on whatever surface it is that he lands on. Okay? And another final thing in here, you may get lucky. You may get tubbies and vermies. Okay? I have never actually gotten two vermivorous spawns in the natural selection annex because obviously, I kill everything and just get straight to the ultimate badass. But I've never gotten the super badass and the ultimate badass to both evolve into Vermi. It's usually one or the other. Okay, if you do get really lucky, I would love to see a video of that. That'll be really awesome. That would be totally amazing if you can get more than one Vermi spawn on your own here in the natural selection annex. I have not experienced that, and I would love to see videos out there of anyone that has gotten back-to-back Vermi spawns, either the super badass or the ultimate badass. If you've gotten both of them to evolve, would love to see that. But here's a video of me getting tubbies and vermies in the natural selection annex. And again, as you're farming vermi, as you're doing this, the more you do this, the more often you're doing this, the more you're going to get all kinds of surprises like what you've seen so far. Okay, so here is a tubby and vermi run. Okay, and as you see so far, instead of the super badass, we're on wave 4. Instead of the super badass, we have the tubby Varkid. Again, these tubbies can come from anywhere, anywhere at all. They can come from adult pods, from nests, Varkid nests, any type of badass pod. They can just pop out of it. Okay, so these things are just as valuable as vermi. If you get one, you definitely want to be excited because they drop all types of good loot, pearlescents and legendaries. So it's definitely a really good enemy to be killing.
Was it good for you?
Alrighty, and there it is, the Supreme Badass Pod, in addition to my Tubby Varkid. I got really lucky. This is one of my lucky runs here. Tubby plus Vermi runs. You may get one. And that's just an example of it in action here. The Supreme Badass plus Tubby runs. Alright, next we're going to take a look and see how quickly I've gotten Vermivorous to spawn here in the Natural Selection Annex. I've gotten Vermivorous to spawn as fast as in 2.5 minutes. Okay, at 2.5 minutes, I've got a Vermi spawn, and that's from start to finish. From the beginning of the arena to the Ultimate Badass. I've gotten him to evolve and ready to go in 2.5 minutes. Okay, and this is using Norfleets. You're gonna see the power of the Norfleet. Why you want to get this thing here, especially if you're a Necromancer. Your Anarchy stack, Anarchy plus the Sham fleet is just unfair to the game, okay? And you're gonna see it in action here. So here is a Vermi spawn in the Natural Selection Annex, solo, legitimately farming him, using the Norfleets that I earned from Vermi, and I got him to spawn in 2.5 minutes. Here we go. Alright, there's the power of the Slag Norfleet in action. Okay, this thing slags things very, very reliably, and it does a really large amount of damage to these badass Varkids. So this is an example of the Slag Norfleet in action. I backed up. I'm at a safe distance, so I didn't get the slag effect on myself. And also, if you notice, the badass Varkid is already slagged. So all I need to do now is switch to the corrosive, and it's going to get one-shotted. And it's the same thing I'm going to do with the super badass. So this is an example of the slag Norfleet in action. Boom! Just like that. The super badass is down. That's the power of the Norfleet. Definitely want to make sure you get this gun, and this is why you want to farm Vermivorous. If you're not satisfied with Hyperius, this is why you want to farm Vermivorous to get this gun. This thing is absolutely amazing.
Anarchy forever!
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you are indeed seeing correctly. Don't pluck your eyeballs out of your sockets just yet. You are indeed seeing correctly. That is a 93% sham that I did get from the bunker. Bunker dropped that 93% sham. I was farming for a 94%, obviously, and he dropped to 93%. Yes, he trolled the shit out of me with this drop, but I accepted it. I wasn't willing to go through hell to get a 94%. I already went through hell getting this 93%. I damn sure wasn't about to go through hell for just 1%. So I decided I stayed with my 93% that I got from bunker legitimately, and this is, this works. It's just as effective. Really, it's very negligible difference between it and the 94% sham. So you want to have this plus a Norfleet. So basically, Anarchy plus sham plus Norfleet plus slag. Man, that's a scary Necromancer build right there. Okay, so slag plus Norfleet plus sham plus anarchy. That's just one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful, build in the game. You just lay waste to everything here, and you're seeing me lay waste to everything right now with this build here. So it is just absolutely amazing. Get yourself the Norfleet, get yourself a sham. It'll make your life so much easier. One more thing. Now, obviously, in the sham fleet doesn't work in every situation. Okay, especially in this situation here. If you're up against Vermivorous in this particular environment, and as you see me, I'm switching back to the Beefinity. Okay, the sham fleet and the Beefinity. Those two things. If you have those two things, you're pretty much set. You can do anything in the game, really. You can beat anything in the game. You can do anything in the game. They complement each other so well. The Sham Fleet and the Beefinity. I'm gonna give a Venn diagram of both of these builds here very soon. But I'm switching back to the Beefinity because that's safer and more effective against Vermivorous. I'm sure you can combine the Sham Fleet or the North Fleet every now and then, but if you just want to be safe, guaranteed victory, you just want to go ahead and use the Beefinity, which is what I'm doing. I'm switching back to the Beefinity since I'm at the Ultimate Badass, and if he evolves into Vermi, which he will, I'm gonna go ahead and be prepared for him. All right.
Robot fight time!
All right, 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and we've got ourselves a supreme badass pod. I don't know about you. That's really good timing right there. Of course, you're not going to always get this. It is luck based. That ultimate badass isn't guaranteed to evolve, but when he does evolve, you can get an evolution. You can find out whether or not you're going to get an evolution in less than 2.5 minutes. Okay, this goes back to the less than 3 minutes. I got an ultimate badass on level 72 in the initial video in about 3 minutes. Okay, so use on overpower 8. I've got an ultimate. I've got a Vermivorous spawn in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Okay, and that's with the power of the Norfleet and the Beefinity build. I'm ready to kick some ass. Okay, so again, this is just an example of how efficiently I've gotten Vermivorous to spawn here in the Natural Selection Annex. Last but not least is our, at least for the Natural Selection Annex, this is going to be our, excuse me, our true badass challenge. No badass rank and no skill points, and we've got to solo we've got to spawn Vermivorous solo and defeat him. Okay, it's not very difficult as long as you understand your environment and you're well equipped. It can be done. Okay, obviously this is something for competent Borderlands 2 players that already know what they're doing. This is why it's called a true badass challenge, because you really do have to be a badass, the real true definition of a badass player, to be able to pull off something like this. So let's go ahead and see this in action. Our true badass challenge, no badass ranks, no skill points, and we're going to go ahead and still deal with Vermivorous the Invincible in the natural selection annex. We're still going to fight him, no problem. Let's go ahead and see it in action.
Pepper the prairie here. I got creatures, you got guns. Let's make some money.
Okay, I want to quickly talk about my equipment here during this true badass challenge run. As you notice, I have both the Slagger and I also have the quad magic missile times 4 grenade mod. And those two things are just godsends in this place. The Slagger, let me tell you something, that Slagger is a must, in my opinion. It's it fulfills its purpose very reliably, being it has high ammo and high fire rate. It's just awesome. It's just as good as uh, the Slag Norfleet. So that Slagger and the magic missile that I got from the Ultimate Badass Wizards in the Tiny Tina DLC. So that was definitely a big plus in my runs here. And it's all about having the right equipment. That's what it's really all about. Having the right equipment for the job. Okay? If you have the right equipment for the job and you're competent, you know what you're doing, there's never going to be an issue at all getting this thing done as a true badass player on the true badass difficulty. All right? Let's go ahead and get back to the action.
I am the strongest girl alive!
Also, since we are doing this and on a true badass scale, we have to utilize the environment. The cage is not very protective in this situation. Okay, I know we talked about being in the cage against Vermi, and that is still the best place, but this is a true badass situation. I don't have any skill points, so I have to use my environment. I have to use every single piece of advantage that the arena offers me, and that's where you want to use the 100% protective layer in the back. Okay, now you will see many times that Vermi, because he's so big, he is going to be pretty easy to contain in that area. Okay, but the Ultimate Badass, you may lose them because they're smaller than Vermi, and they're a lot easier to lose if you use that spot. But you can still contain Vermi. If you keep dying in the cage or you're not comfortable, you can retreat to the back, and you can still contain Vermi. You can still hit him through walls and through the ceilings, simply because of his size. Okay, his size is a disadvantage there, and we're gonna see all that in action here right now. All right, I want to talk about the importance of a low-level infinity. You want to make sure that you have, it's not a requirement, but it does help big time. A low-level infinity helps with keeping aggro, keeping their attention, keeping the VAR kids' attention, especially the ultimate badass, especially on this situation here, in a true badass situation. If you just want to keep their aggro, but you don't want to, do any type of damage to them, that you want a low level burning infinity. It doesn't really matter the element as long as it's a low level infinity. Okay, and I use this to keep the VAR kids' attention on me, and you're gonna see the importance of this in the some of the, in on the Tundra Express Vermi runs that I have. This is very important, to have. You don't have to worry about ammo, and it's low level, and it keeps their attention very well. I know a lot of players out there that do the same thing, and you want to make sure that you do it as well if you're serious about trying to get Vermi to spawn in here, or if you want to get this true badass. If you want to get yourself on true badass status, want to make sure that you get this type of equipment on you for sure. All right, let's get back to it. Also, the healing factors. Again, since we don't have any skill points, obviously we have a Grog Nozzle, Moxie Grog Nozzle, which will heal us for any type of damage that we do. And that combined with the Magic Missile, the Magic Missile regenerates your grenade ammo slowly over time. Okay, if you watch my grenade ammo, especially when I used it against the super badass, I immediately I started to recover my grenade ammo. Okay, so the magic missile quad, in addition to the grog nozzle, is just a powerful um, addition. Okay, so let me quickly roll it back here. There it is. Okay, all right, let me okay. So pay attention to my grenade ammo. You will notice that it's at 10 right now, and once I use the magic missile, it's going to go ahead and go to 9, and then within 25 seconds it's going to go back to 10. It slowly regenerates your grenade ammo.
I am the strongest girl
Bam! Now I'm at 9. I was once at 8, and now I'm at 9 grenade ammo. Okay, it slowly regenerates your grenade ammo over time, and that is overpowered as hell. If used strategically. Okay, so you basically have infinite grenade ammo, you have infinite gun ammo with the infinity, and you've got the sham fleet infinite rocket ammo. You're basically in god mode at that point. Okay, so these builds are all awesome builds for Necromancer, and I use them very religiously to get the job done. And you want to make sure that you use the best possible strategy if you want to get this true badass challenge done. All right, I want to stress the importance of one particular attribute of the B shield. In this true badass challenge, again, details matter. Details, details, details. Um, the recharge delay on this B shield helps big time. Okay, 5.04. Because remember, no badass stats, no skill points. The recharge delay is very important. It's gonna help. Okay, so that's why I use this 5.04 B shield instead of my grounded B. Okay, the grounded B does more damage, but the recharge delay, I need my shield up as much as possible during this true badass challenge to increase my survivability. So 5.04 is the lowest recharge delay that I have seen to spawn from Hunter Hellquist. That's seen the B shield to spawn. 5.04 is the lowest. If anyone has gotten any lower, I would love to hear it, but that's the lowest that I've seen. Alrighty, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Vermivorous Invincible soloed true badass style. No badass stats, no skill points. In the natural selection annex, one on one with Vermivorous, and still defeated. Alright. I can't say that Hyperius will be the same. I'll definitely try with him, but Vermivorous is a very easy boss. Very easy boss. Um, as you see, it's just the most difficult thing is just getting him to spawn. And make no mistake about it, the natural selection annex, as you've seen, is the best place to solo farm Vermivorous the Invincible. Okay, now this place is not the best place to farm if you have groups. If you've got a group of people with you, if you got 3 or more people in a group, including yourself, then you don't want to use this place. You're going to want to use our next topic, which is the Caustic Caverns. The Caustic Caverns is, without question, the best place to group farm Vermivorous the Invincible. It's also a good solo alternative, if you don't feel like doing any work, you just want to sit back, relax, and let the Chrysalis do the work for you, which is the same thing that you'll be doing for groups. Then you want to be using the Caustic Caverns. And the reason you don't want to use the Natural Selection Annex if you have groups is simply because you have to kill the VAR kids to move on. You have to get to the ultimate badass. You have to get to the super badass. And if you've got a bunch of people with you, those are going to be really hard to kill. There's going to be time consuming killing those VAR kids when you can be in the Caustic Caverns letting the Chrysalis do the job for you. And that is the biggest attraction. That's what makes the Caustic Caverns really attractive, is because the Chrysalisks, the enemies in the Caustic Caverns, those Chrysalisks do all the work for you. Okay, so you don't have to do anything. You just kick back, relax, pop a cold one, and just watch and see if your VAR kids are going to evolve. Okay, so we're going to see an example of that here right now. We're going to see the Caustic Caverns. We're going to see its advantage and its disadvantage when compared to the Natural Selection Annex. Again, there's no guarantees that you're going to get there's no guarantees with the Caustic Caverns, and that's why it is inferior when it comes to solo farming Vermivorous to the Natural Selection Annex. Nothing beats the Natural Selection Annex when it comes down to solo farming. But the Caustic Caverns is still an excellent option for groups, and even if you're a solo player, if you don't want to do any work, you want to let the Chrysalis do the job for you, you can definitely head to the Caustic Caverns and farm Vermivorous that way. It's just not as efficient as the Natural Selection Annex, solo-wise. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what all that means. Alright, so we're going to watch Vermi spawn in the Caustic Caverns and see how efficient that is. Alright, keep note that we already have a super badass VAR kit out there. within a minute. So that means that the badass VAR kid that jumped out of that truck is the VAR kid that evolves into Vermivorous. Okay, and this is one of the faster runs that I've gotten here to get Vermivorous to spawned. Okay, and this is about just as fast as the natural selection annex if you were to use the North Fleet. But if you get a badass Varkid in the trucks, that could be a really efficient way to farm Vermivorous in this place. Very easy, in fact. Again, as you see me doing, I'm about to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show and watch as that super badass evolves into Vermivorous. Okay, this is the biggest attraction to the Caustic Caverns, is this right here. Alright, there goes our Supreme Badass Pod. And generally, once you get the Supreme Badass Pod, you want to start clearing out the area right away, because you just don't want to risk dying, okay, against Vermivorous here. And also, even though Vermi is going to be aggro to the Chrysalis, if you're in the area, there's a pretty good chance that you will get aggro, okay, and risk dying. So just play it safe, clear the area immediately, and attack him from afar. Okay, you're about to see me do that right now. So here we've got a Supreme Badass Pod in about 2.5 minutes, which is about the same amount of time that you would get a Vermi spawn in the Natural Selection Annex solo. Okay, guaranteed ultimate badass, mind you. So again, this is why this method is inferior to the Natural Selection Annex as far as solo farming, efficient as solo farming on Vermi. Okay, but it is an excellent alternative otherwise. Okay, it is excellent as far as group is concerned. You don't have to kill anything, just let the Chrysalis hold them for you. And even solo wise, you see me do it, you can sit back, relax, you don't feel like doing any work. You let the Chrysalis do the work for you, and you may end up with a Supreme Badass Pod just like I have here. Alright, let's go ahead and then see the Vermi fight in action in the Caustic Caverns. Yeah, you did see that correctly. That's another one of those what the fuck moments. Vermi apparently got one-shotted again, and his body just blew away into no man's land. All right, and that's the same situation. He didn't drop any loot, didn't drop any goodies, just disappeared forever. All that time, all that energy, all that investment pissed away. All right. Hopefully that doesn't happen to you, but if it does, you're just SOL. Okay. But this is just an example of the caustic cavern method, how efficiently you can get vermi to spawn on your own and even with groups. Okay. This is the best place in the entire game to group farm Vermivorous. Hands down, no questions asked. Okay. But it is not the most efficient way to solo farm. Natural Selection Annex has this place beaten simply because there is a guaranteed ultimate badass with the Natural Selection Annex. Okay? So that's the caustic cavern method for you, and a little bit about it, what you can use, what you can do to, how you can quickly get vermin to spawn in this place, and the methods to do so. Lastly, we're going to talk about the Tundra Express. This place is, in my opinion, the worst place to solo farm Vermivorous, the Invincible. And I really, it may be viable for groups, but it's definitely a terrible solo farming option when compared to the Caustic Caverns and the Natural Selection Annex. And you're about to find out why right now. Let's go ahead and pull that video up immediately. I'm going to play two videos. First, I'm going to play the first video. This is a non-Vermi run, but it does have two ultimate badasses that spawn. You're going to see how I do it. Everyone may do it differently, but the principle still stays the same for everyone. Okay, let's go ahead and watch this first video, and you're going to follow along. You're going to see why this place is the worst out of the three. Out of the Natural Selection Annex, the Caustic Caverns, and the farmhouse. The farmhouse is without question the worst. You're about to find out why. right, so unfortunately I died during this initial run. But I quickly got back, and unfortunately, it didn't look like either of the ultimate badasses that spawned here evolved into Vermi. Okay, so I didn't get any evolution to Vermi on this initial attempt. Maybe I could have gotten a Vermi if I didn't die. I don't know if dying resetted their ability to evolve. I don't know. But I came back and try to see if I can get a Vermi, but it didn't work out. All right, as we see here, I came back and started aggroing things for over a minute, and neither of the ultimate badasses started to evolve any further. All right, but as you see here, firstly, there's no guarantees that you're going to get any type of evolution, first of all. So, and then secondly, you have to do all the aggro yourself. There's nothing here to help you keep these Varkids under control. At least not yet. Towards the end, there is somewhat of a distraction that will come to aid with the Varkids. But initially you have to be the one to keep their attention, which means a lot of hiding, and the hiding spots in the farmhouse isn't very isn't very good really, because you can't really see all the Varkids that evolve. You have to kind of hear the chirp. You have to hear their chirp in order for you to know what is evolving, because you're gonna be there's too many. You're gonna be doing a lot of hiding in this place, so it's just not as good as the Caustic Caverns and the Natural Selection Annex. Okay, it just isn't. All right. Now we're gonna actually see a Vermi spawn. We're gonna see how I deal with Vermi on the farmhouse, and we're gonna see it all in action right now. so now that we have our vermi spawn, now we've got to clear out all of the trash, all the other trash varkids. We got to clear them out so that way we can focus on vermi. Okay, so you know, there's another disadvantage of it. If you get a vermi spawn, you got to clear out all the trash, and they're all going to be focused on you. So that's just more time that's being wasted away in this place. Alright, here comes the cavalry, the buzzards. These are both good and bad. Good in that they distract the Varkids, or at least they also distract Vermi. They take their Vermi's attention away from you. You know, for well, as long as they exist, but they also are bad in that they are additional enemies for you to get rid of. Okay, they are additional enemies for you to get rid of in this fight. Okay, so that way you can focus more on Vermi. All right, so just additional things in your way that will cost you more time in this fight. Alrighty. And there you have it, folks. The Parataxis Slag Norfleet and also Vermi in the farmhouse, Tundra Express farmhouse. Again, just from what you've seen, you can pretty much make your own determination why this place is not ideal for solo farming Vermivorous when compared to the other two, Natural Selection Annex and the Caustic Caverns. But to each his own. You can choose whatever it is that you want to use. But I know after watching all these videos, I know what I'm going to be using for damn sure when it comes to solo farming Vermivorous the Invincible. With that, I want to go ahead and play one more video from the Natural Selection Annex. This is just in case Vermi does get stuck up high on the wall, and that will happen, you know, in the Natural Selection Annex. It's not the end of the world. You can still get him out, especially if you have a Kazar grenade mod. You can get these mods from Ultimate Badasses, from the Ultimate Badass Barkers. They drop the Kazar grenade mods, and you can throw those and get your Vermi, get Vermi out of those stuck situations. Let's go ahead and take a look and see another you know, scary predicament in the Natural Selection Annex, but you can still again get Vermi out of this unnatural situation. Let me go ahead and find that video right now. Alright, here we go. We're gonna go ahead and watch me unstuck a stuck Vermi. If Vermi gets stuck in the Natural Selection Annex again, you can watch this video and see what to do. Here we go. Looks like I'm on air again. All right, that was the theme song for Misa from Daenerys Targaryen, Game of Thrones. Big shout out to Game of Thrones. Season 6 season finale tonight, June 26, 2016. Just want to give a shout out to Game of Thrones. I love Game of Thrones, so booyah. But yes, as we saw in this video, Vermi was stuck in the wall, and I threw a Kazar grenade mod, and he got unstuck. Even if you don't have a Kazar grenade mod, you can still, shoot at him, kind of move around, move with him, and hopefully he does get unstuck that way. There's no guarantees it will always work, but don't give up hope. If he does get stuck in those walls for whatever reason, it is still possible to get him out of it. Okay, so. Don't just save and quit and give up and risk all that valuable loot that he drops. All right. Well, that should just about do it for my Vermivorous spawn. Definitely upload some Hyperius videos soon, and we'll kind of compare and see which one is really more efficient to farm, to solo farm for the Norfleet. I definitely know that Hyperius is a guaranteed spawn. But again, I know I've heard horror stories. He doesn't drop the Norfleet as often. You see me get Norfleets left, right, and center from Vermivorous, so make no mistake about it. The Vermivorous way is definitely a viable way, and it's also very easy to do. He's a very easy boss. He's much easier, in my opinion, than Hyperius for sure. So it's just getting him to spawn is the difficult part. So with that being said, I wish all the best out there, the best of luck out there for those who want to legitimately solo farm. There's nothing wrong again with using any type of software such as Gib. I'm a big fan, big supporter of Gib. But me personally, I just feel a greater sense of satisfaction when I play the game, as it's meant to be played, under my own terms, of course. Okay, so me as a player, I choose to play a game and I play it within the boundaries of the game, but I still play it under my own terms. And in this case, one of the biggest things that I love to do is solo play. Solo play a game is it's just such a big satisfaction. And I don't think there's any bigger satisfaction in Borderlands 2 than solo farming Vermivorous Invincible and getting all the Norfleets on your own. So I definitely wish everyone, I challenge any hardcore Borderlands 2 player out there to solo farm Vermivorous with the True Badass Challenge, no badass stats and no skill points, and successfully kill Vermivorous in the Natural Selection Annex for sure. Again, it's not very difficult, just takes patience and mastery of the arena, and you can definitely do it. Good luck to everyone out there solo farming Vermivorous. Hopefully my videos encouraged you and enticed you to it empowered you, encouraged, enticed, and empowered you to go ahead and get out there and solo farm Vermivorous the legitimate way, the way that the game offers it to you, and you feel satisfied, you feel accomplished in doing so. Good night to everyone. Big ups to Game of Thrones. Looking forward to Season 7 next year. And look out for more videos, more Borderlands 2 videos on how to solo farm anything in the game. This game can be played 100% solo, and I hope Gearbox continue that tradition in allowing the game to be enjoyed on your own terms, even though it'll be more difficult. Having the ability to solo to do things on your own is great. It's a great quality in the game. That's what I look for in a game. That's why I love Borderlands 2 very much, is that it offers solo play. As long as you're determined and you've mastered the game, you can do everything on your own with the option to play with others. So let me go ahead and shut the hell up and get this video closed. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have yourselves a wonderful evening.